Welcome to the Ministry Pivot Podcast with Russell St. Bernard, a podcast designed to assist leaders as they seize the season of opportunity by pivoting toward it. Let's get started with today's episode.
Hey family, welcome back to Ministry Pivot. Super excited that you decided to get on today, tonight, whether you're at the gym, whether you're in the car. I wanted to share in this next set of pivots a thought around leadership development. Again, wherever you are, if you're in the car, if you're driving, please make sure you be safe. But when you get a minute, please go to ministrypivot.com to see other resources that we have there, even to check out some of our coaching information that we have there with me. But of course, to like, comment, share, subscribe, wherever you are, to make sure that you follow us so you can stay up to date on what we're doing here at Ministry Pivot. But I wanted to do a next set of series of pivots, thinking through what does it mean to have leadership tensions. We all have tension in life. We all have tension even in leadership. And one of the things that I love to say when I do workshops and when I do training, even when I'm coaching my clients, is that you need a healthy level of tension in order to build traction so you can move forward. And again, I'm saying it again. You need a healthy level of tension in order to build traction so that you can move forward. Oftentimes, we think that leadership just happens. Oftentimes, we believe that leadership is something that you are just able to have happen. But oftentimes, there is a healthy level of tension that moves you forward in leadership. I like to put it this way all the time, that oftentimes without tension, you don't have traction. And without traction, you can't propel yourself to move forward. So the first one that I want to deal with on this pivot is the tension around false starts. What do I mean? I mean, sometimes you can have leadership false start. You can have leadership opportunities where you're moving through a project, you're moving through a phase of leadership, and it's a false start. You false start meaning that you may not have started in the time that you wanted to start, or meaning that you may have started, but not with all the resources that you needed to have, or with not all of the real thing is the focus that you need to have. And one of the things that I wanted to share in this short pivot is understanding that you can false start if you don't have clear aim for the overall team. What does that mean? You can false start, your team can false start a project, your team can false start a mission objective, your team can false start a deliverable if there's not a clear understanding of what the win is. If there's not a clear understanding of how that team member wins, but how the overall team also wins. And what I'm saying with that is sometimes your ministry tension is not the fact that you don't have the right people on the bus. It's not the fact that you don't have the right people in the right seats on the bus. It is the fact, though, that you haven't given the people on the right seats, the people in the bus, the right direction to where they're supposed to go. And sometimes that all aligns with your aim. So as a leader, whether you are a leader in the marketplace, whether you are a leader in the church, my question to you is, how are you in giving out aim? How are you in making sure that your aim is clear to those who are serving with you? But how are you also to making sure that your aim is clear to the group overall of where they should end? Think about it. If we took a sport like basketball, if basketball was just a game of you dribbling the ball and passing the ball, but there was no opportunity for a hoop, there was no opportunity for a bucket. If you did that and there was no opportunity to know that if you got the first team to 7 wins or the first team to 10 wins or the first team with the most points at the end of the shot clock, all of those things give it aim. And I'm not trying to belittle the fact, but I am saying that sometimes ministries and businesses and projects and teams can have false starts because their aim is not clear. And so my encouragement for you today, my encouragement is to make sure that your aim is clear for the individual. I also wrote to make sure that your aim is clear for each team and how each team's strengths are linked to the overall goal. Did you know that teams have strengths? I know I'm going into another bag here, looking at my Gallup strengths bag, but I do these trainings now all over. Thankful that I'm able to do so. And there's always a top strength that the team has, whether it be belief, whether it be relator, whether it be not often competition, whether it be executing and it be something around achiever, that the team has a top strength. So the question is, how do you use that team? How do you use that person's strength to inform the win? How do you use that person's gift to inform what it means and how it means that you want to win this opportunity, how it means that you want to win this season, how it means that you want to move forward. Just imagine, if you will, a person like Stephen Curry. If you follow basketball, you know that he's one of the premier shooters of our day and age, one of the premier basketball three-point shooters. But if you put Stephen Curry in the space of being the center and making sure that he didn't shoot threes, all he did was dunk, all he did was make layups or those type of baskets inside, not that he wouldn't be successful, but it's not his strength. And how many people do you have on a team, or how many teams have you put together and you have them operating in what is not your strength? I know you're saying, well, Russ, at the end of the day, what if I need them to do it even if it's not their strength? Then the understanding is you have to figure out how you balance what their strength is. But also, let me encourage you, how you balance what somebody else's strength is. Because sometimes you could have people on the team who have a strength in something, but because you haven't given them enough reps in that opportunity, then they aren't able to perfect it. You haven't given them enough opportunities to use their strength, that they haven't been able to perfect it. And what if you did? What if you allowed for that person? What if you allowed for that team to operate in their strength? How much closer would they be to helping you all, to helping your team, to helping your business, to helping that project succeed if you aim their strengths correctly? Hopefully this has been helpful for you all today. But what I want to say to you, this last thought, if you didn't hear nothing I said in the past 4 or 5 minutes, I want you to hear this, that all of us have an opportunity to win. All of us have an opportunity to succeed. All of us have attention in leadership. And sometimes we false start because our aim is not clear. Our aim for our leaders aren't clear. Our aim for our team isn't clear. Our aim for the goal and objective isn't clear. I would want you to fine tune your aim. I would want you to fine tune what you call and what you deem and what you understand to be a win. Because in that way, I truthfully believe that you'll allow this leadership tension to propel you forward. Thank you again for getting on a Ministry Pivot. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. We look forward to seeing what you will do in this next season, because this is your season of opportunity. All you have to do is pivot toward it. God bless.
That's it for today's episode of the Ministry Pivot. We hope you enjoyed listening and gaining some valuable insight. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss out on our future episodes. And if today's show has resonated with you, please leave us a review to help others discover our podcast. For more resources and updates, visit our website at ministrypivot.com. And be sure to join our email list as well as follow us on Instagram at Ministry Pivot. Thanks for joining us today, and we're excited to have you back next time for another insightful episode of Ministry Pivot. Stay connected, keep pivoting. We'll see you soon.